So a glider weighing 4905 Newton, that is 4905 Newton, weight of a glider, has a wing area of 25 meters square. CD naught parasite drag coefficient is given, which is 0.012. Aspect ratio is given 16, and Oswald efficiency factor is given. So E is equal to 0.87. So our main agenda is to calculate the minimum angle of glide and minimum rate of sink. Okay, minimum angle of glide and minimum rate of sink. Corresponding speeds also we need to calculate, and the greatest duration of flight and the greatest distance can be covered when glided from a height of 300 meters. So first of all, we are going to solve a problem for glider, so which you can automatically write is as thrust is equal to 0. See here they have mentioned glider. Okay, some gliders are powered also, so they will be mentioning powered gliders. So for powered gliders you cannot use thrust is equal to 0, only for the normal glider which is not having engine. So there you can use thrust is equal to 0. So our main agenda is to calculate minimum angle of glide and minimum rate of sink. But why minimum angle of glide and why minimum rate of sink? That might be a question, right? Why they are calculating minimum angle of glide and why not maximum angle of glide? And why they are calculating minimum rate of sink, why not maximum rate of sink? So for that I would like to open my camera. Okay, please hold on a second. Let me switch on my camera so that I can explain it very well. Okay, sorry for that. So we have learned two phases. One is climb, right? So climb is from one altitude and we are increasing the altitude to reach the cruise position. Okay. So another is like descent or glide. So from one altitude we are coming down. Okay. So we are having a glider. So the glider is actually it is not having any engine, right? So whatever the initial thrust we are given, with that we are going to fly. Okay. So now it is audible, right? Now it is audible. I have turned on the mic. Yes. Okay. Fine. Fine. 1 second. Okay. So what we are going to learn in the problem is like gliding. So when we want to glide, what is our ultimate agenda, right? As a glider, like if I'm flying in a glider, so what I will think, like I have to travel for a long distance, and also I have to fly for long time. These two agendas we will be having, right? So maximum distance and maximum endurance, okay, range, right? So that is the two agenda we will be having when we are gliding, right? So when gliding means, obviously we need to have some altitude, right? So without that we cannot glide. Suppose let's consider you are making a paper plane, or you are making a model, right? You are making a model and you are participating in any competition, okay? So the competition will have two criteria. One is maximum range, how much distance your aircraft is covering, and another thing they will be focusing on how much time it is flying in the air, okay? These two things they will be covering. So it is for both. If the aircraft is failed, engine is failed, aircraft's engine is failed, both the engines are failed, obviously the aircraft will be turning into a glider, right? So for that also we need the same suitability, like minimum angle of glide and minimum rate of descent or rate of sink, okay, anything you can call. So minimum angle of glide. Why? So in level flight we are having lift is equal to weight. In level flight we are having lift is equal to weight, right? So when we are having lift is equal to weight, and then when we are changing to descent phase, right? In descent phase, what happens? Lift is not equal to weight. Lift is not equal to weight because there is an inclination, right? So obviously lift is not equal to weight. But we have known that if you are flying with small angle of glide, very small angle of glide, that is, let's consider 1 degree. 1 degree is not going to make that much impact than from the cruise level. If you are making 1 degree glide angle, and if you start to glide, right? So that is not going to make a much difference. So in that scenario, they will be giving like, even if you are gliding with small angle of glide, lift is approximately equal to weight. Lift is approximately equal to weight. Okay, so that is the condition they will be giving. So when we are flying with minimum angle of glide, so let's see what is happened with maximum angle of glide. So this is the level flight, and we are going for maximum inclination. So we will reach the ground very easily. Only it will take shortest time. We can say shortest time. As much as angle of inclination is there, we can reach the ground easily, right? So when you are throwing a paper, what you will feel? You will feel that it has to go for a long range, right? So if you are reaching it very less distance, so obviously that is not going to be good design, okay? So you have to design in such a way that your aircraft is having a better performance at low angle of glide, So it is your duty as a designer to find which is a suitable angle of glide for your aircraft, so that we can achieve maximum range. So small angle of glide means it will take lot of time to reach the ground, right? It will take lot of time to reach the ground level, okay, for landing or any purpose, okay? So when we fly with less angle of glide, maximum distance can be attained. So another factor is rate of sink. So what is rate of sink? So suppose if this is altitude 5 kilometer, and after certain time we are reaching 4 kilometer altitude, right? So let's say 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, we are reaching 4 kilometer altitude in a gliding. So from 5 kilometer to 4 kilometer, we have taken 10 minutes, right? 10 minutes. So it will be given with the rate of time, rate of distance, right? dh by dt, dh by dt. So 1 kilometer we have traveled, the altitude is reduced with respect to time, 10 minutes, right? So that is the rate of sink or rate of descent, okay? Right, like rate of climb, we are having rate of descent. But if it takes very slow to descend, instead of 10 minutes, if it takes 20 minutes, obviously you are having long time to fly, right? Long time, because there is no engine at all. So if it takes as much as time to descend, right, it is slowly descending. So you can fly for long time. So when you are flying with minimum glide angle, you can attain range, maximum range you can attain. When you are flying with minimum rate of sink, okay, minimum descent rate, you will get maximum endurance. Flight time will be maximum, okay? So these two things are the most important agenda, and that's why we are going for minimum angle of glide and minimum rate of sink, okay? So let's get back to the slides. Okay, fine. So we will move to the problem, how we are going to solve that. So here CD is equal to CD naught plus KCL square. This is drag polar equation we already know, right? So CD naught is given by 0.012, right? Which is given in the problem itself. Parasite drag coefficient. KCL square. So CL value we don't know, but we know the value of aspect ratio, which is given as 16, and Oswald efficiency factor is given E 0.87 is given. So substituting that, we will get the drag polar equation, right? We will be getting the drag polar equation. CD is equal to 0.012 plus 0.02. So now we are going to apply the concept of cruise and glide. So while teaching the cruise level, I have mentioned few factors, right? First one is minimum drag, and another one is minimum power. I have told that if the pilot is choosing any one of this condition and if he is flying, he will be having an advantage. But I have not told what is the advantage, right? So now this is the time you need to know what is the advantage. So we have seen some factors like CL minimum drag, CL minimum power, CD minimum drag, CD minimum power, velocity minimum drag, velocity minimum power. Okay, so let's consider we are gliding with less angle of glide. That means we are saying that angle of glide tends to 0. Okay, angle of glide tends to 0. Okay, so which means lift is approximately equal to weight. Lift is approximately equal to the weight of the aircraft. Lift is approximately equal to the weight of the aircraft. Okay, so L is equal to W. So in this condition, it is very near about like the cruise and glide will be very same. Okay, cruise and glide will be very same. So that's why we are using the condition of minimum drag condition for solving and minimum power condition for solving factors. Okay, so now we need to understood one thing. When we are flying with minimum drag condition, that we will be getting angle of glide minimum, gamma g minimum. So what I have told, when we are flying with less angle of glide, we will be attaining more range. So the pilot will be informed to fly with minimum drag. So when he is flying with minimum drag, he can attain maximum range. But if we are not worrying about range, but we want to fly for longer time, then the pilot will choose for minimum power, which will give you the minimum rate of sink, and that will give us maximum flight time. Maximum flight time. Now, can you understand what is the advantage we are getting? With minimum drag condition, we can get maximum range. With minimum power condition, we can get maximum flight time. That is endurance. Okay. So that's why here CL gamma minimum is represented with CL minimum drag, and CD gamma minimum is represented with 2 CD naught. I hope you remember the formula, right? So that's why I told you before that itself. I have told kindly note each and every factors. So if you have noted that, obviously you know how these equations came, right? And I'm sure that if you have not noted, you won't understand a single thing how it came, right? So CL minimum drag will be given by square root of CD naught by K. Square root of CD naught by K. Similarly, CD minimum drag is given with square root of, CD minimum drag is 2 CD naught. 2 CD naught. Okay. So CL minimum power is square root of 3 CD naught by K. CD minimum power is 4 CD naught. Right? So this is the formula. We have already derived these formulas. So substituting that, we can get CL gamma minimum, CD gamma minimum. Okay, so 0.721 and 0.024 because we know the CD naught and K value. So substituting that, we will get these parameters. So similarly, CL rate of sink minimum and CD rate of sink minimum, which means CL MP, that is correspondingly it is given with CL minimum power, and this is correspondingly given with CD minimum power. So we know the equation already and we can calculate the value. Okay. Right. So now our first question, objective of this question is to calculate minimum angle of glide. So what is the minimum angle of glide? That is the first question, right? So here it is, minimum angle of glide. So minimum angle of glide will be calculated with gamma minimum is equal to CD by CL minimum. Gamma minimum equal to CD by CL minimum. How this equation came? In the last class itself, we have shown that this is the equation for motion, right? Equation of motion for glide. And from that, we have already determined that gamma is equal to sin gamma is equal to D by W. Sin gamma is equal to D by W. When gamma tends to 0, so sin will be neglected. Okay, sin will be neglected. Okay, so it can be written as sin gamma is equal to gamma. Okay, gamma drag by W. So when gamma is tends to 0, obviously lift is approximately equal to 0. So again, this equation is rewritten to D by L. So when we are substituting half rho V square as CD, half rho V square as CL, we will be getting gamma is equal to CD by CL, because the half rho V square as will get cancelled from both the numerator and denominator. Okay, so that's how this equation is evolved. Gamma is equal to CD by CL. So substituting that value of minimum drag, substituting the value of minimum drag when we want to calculate gamma. So when we want to calculate gamma, we have to calculate with the minimum drag condition. So we will get angle of glide minimum, which is 1.9 degree. So for the given glider, if we chose 1.9 degree angle of glide, and if we fly, we will get maximum range. Okay, maximum range. For glider, I'm speaking about glider. Okay, I'm not speaking about aircraft. Jashanpreet, I think. Yeah, Jashanpreet. I'm not speaking about aircraft. I'm speaking about glider. For aircraft, the range will be calculated from takeoff to landing. Okay, takeoff to landing. But for glider without engine, obviously we are going to launch from altitude, some altitude, and it is going to descend and it is going to land. Right. So from the initial launch position, we will be calculating the range. So for glider, range is different. For aircraft, range is different. Okay, so you should not confuse between glider range and aircraft range. So this is for aircraft. Okay, right. So the next one is rate of sink, minimum rate of sink. So that is with respect to the power, minimum power condition. So minimum power condition values is here. So use that for calculating the rate of sink. So rate of sink is calculated with square root of 2W divided by rho S, 2W divided by rho S into CD by CL power 3 by 2 minimum. CL power CD by CL power 3 by 2 minimum. So substitute these values, CL and CD of rate of minimum. So we will get RS minimum is 0.651 meter per second. So what is this value indicates? R by S minimum indicates, it is indicating that for 1 second the glider will descend the altitude of the glider will decreasing by 0.615 meter. For 1 second, the glider will descend. Okay, the altitude of the glider will decrease by 0.615. Okay, so this is the rate of descent. The rate of descent. So it is now in the pilot hand. If you want to choose maximum range for the glider, he has to choose 1.9 degree launch, and if he is choosing maximum flight time, then he has to choose R by S minimum. R by S minimum. So here are the, again they are having two factors, right? Velocity, gamma minimum. So see, these factors you should not get confused. Velocity, R by S minimum. So again the velocity is calculated with square root of 2W square root of 2W divided by rho S CL. Okay, velocity of the aircraft. So remember that suppose if I am launching with 1.9 degree also. Okay, I'm going to launch my glider with 1.9 degree. Obviously that 1.9 degree is not going to be giving the better range. You need to maintain the minimum velocity also, right? If you are not maintaining the minimum velocity, what will happen? The aircraft will automatically descend. The glider will descend automatically. So the initial thrust or initial velocity, whatever you are giving for longer range, that also need to be calculated, right? So even I'm throwing through my hand, or I'm having a launch pad, like catapult launch pad I'm having for my glider, but still I will fix with 1.9 degree. But nowadays we are having sensors, right? If you are participating in competition, you are having controller also. Even we don't have engine, we can control the aileron, elevator, rudder also, right? So by that way you can still maintain the speed, the required speed, so that you can get better performance. So this is velocity you have to maintain for minimum angle of glide, that is 21.05 meter per second. So this is the velocity of the aircraft. Velocity of the aircraft when we are flying with minimum angle of glide. So similarly, this is calculated with CL minimum drag. This is calculated with CL minimum drag 0.721. So they have substituted 0.721. So that is calculated with the minimum drag, whereas velocity of R by S is calculated with CL minimum power, which is 1.25. 1.25. Okay, so that is 16 meter per second. So if you fly with 60 meter per second and with the rate of 0.615, you can fly for longer time, like 3 hours, 4 hours. I'm just giving an example, okay, depending upon the aircraft. So when you are flying with 21.05 meter per second, the aircraft speed, and you are launching with 1.9 degree, you can attain more range. More range. Okay. Right. Now let's move on to the greatest distance calculation and longest time calculation. Okay, greatest distance calculation when we are launching from 300 meter. Okay. So 300 meter altitude. 300 meter altitude. If I'm launching from, let's consider I'm launching from Karad. Okay. So with the height and the angle of glide, right? With the angle of glide, radian, in radian they have given angle of glide, I can calculate the range of glide, maximum glide. Okay, altitude is 300 meter. So this is 300 meter. So this is range. This is range, and this is my angle. So it is near about a rectangle triangle. So we are taking turn opposite by adjacent. Okay, opposite by adjacent. So we are taking 300 divided by range. Okay, so cross multiplying that, we will get this equation. Okay. Gamma minimum is. So with that we are attaining 9 kilometer. See, we are launching from 300 meter, and if you are flying with 1.9 degree, and if you are maintaining the aircraft speed with 21.05 meter per second, we are attaining a range of 9 kilometers. So if you are starting from Karad, you can land in Chandigarh University. right? If your glider is good and all the parameters are followed, you are not going to use any fuel, you are not going to use any type of propulsion system, and you are not going to harm any environmental aspects, but still you can attain a range near about 9 kilometers, which is a long thing, right? Without any engine power. So that is a great thing. And when we are moving with the endurance, longest time, when we launch from 300, obviously we have to divide that equation by rate of here rate of sink minimum, so that is 0.615. So 300 divided by 0.615, which will give us 487 seconds. That is near about 8 minutes. So you can fly for 8 minutes and you can cover with 9-10 kilometer if you are following minimum glide and minimum rate of sink. Okay, so with this I'm ending today's session. So if you're having any doubt, please let me know in the chat box. I will take attendance simultaneously.